Yo guys, welcome back to a brand new TCG video, and since it is my birthday, I have decided to do a special video where I count down my top 5 favorite decks of all time. A lot of these decks you probably won't even know of. A lot of them are very old school decks. I'm getting up in age, man. I'm gonna turn into my boy Rick here, man. My boy Rick from Season 8 Walking Dead. Jeez, old man Rick. I'm gonna turn into old man Rick really soon. But without further ado, let's get into the top 5 videos. Starting things off with our number 5 spot of my favorite decks of all time, Hippowdon. Hippowdon has a lot of sentimental value because I remember I used to play this deck and turn into the biggest meme. I made a Twitch account called Hippowdon is the face of format or something like that, but I really liked Hippowdon. Hippowdon has always been one of my favorite decks to play. It's always been so troll. Ever since it did well at like a tourney, it was like Hippowdon Landers with like Laser Burbank. But I've always just loved Hippowdon. I like tried to turn this deck into like a meme, turn it into one of the biggest PCGO memes of all time, Kappa Ross. I think I am one of the biggest PCGO memes of all time, let's be real here, but Hippowdon has a lot of sentimental value because I remember playing this deck, and I remember just having a lot of fun with it. It is obviously a shame it's rotating out, even though it's pretty much useless now that GXs are in the format. I remember I used to play quite a bit of Hippowdon. It was a fun deck, and I just like it because it was one of those more meme decks. It's a giant hippo, the hippo face of format. But anyways, let's move on to our number 4 spot. It is Zekrom. Now this is something that I used to play in real life. A lot of these decks from now on are going to be decks I played in real life and not just PDCGO decks. Zekrom I used to play a lot in real life, mainly like back in the day. I used to play this at leagues and I had a lot of luck with it. Also, I even had like these pixel Zekrom sleeves. I'll try to find an image of them if I can. I'll put them on screen. I had these like pixel like Zekrom sleeves that I used to use on this deck a lot. Those are my favorite sleeves I've ever had. I had a lot of sleeves. But those are my favorite ones. I used to take this to my league a lot, and I did used to do pretty good with it. It was a pretty fun deck for me. Mainly I used like Zekroms, Baby Zekrom, Zekrom EX I had in there, stuff like that. I did good with this deck at league. This is like my favorite league-based deck. I think it's like the last deck I even played in this game before like I decided to quit. Well, not quit, but like not play in real life because it's just too much money for me. I can't afford some of these cards. Then we have number 3, Vanilluxe Vileplume Victini. This deck I used to play a lot back when Noble Victories came out. When Noble Victories came out, I tried playing like Gothitelle or Hydreigon, just because Hydreigon was my favorite Pokemon. I used to love the Gothitelle artwork. Or no, Gothitelle was in Emerging Powers, wasn't it? No, okay, yeah, I remember the Emerging Powers pre-release. That was a pretty fun day, but Noble Victories was really fun. Vanilluxe Victini Vileplume was a deck that I played a lot in my league, and I did pretty well with them. I used to win quite a few of just my leagues. Like it wasn't like league cups or anything. It's just like little league tournaments they threw. If you won, you get like a couple of packs. That's kind of the deal. You didn't get any like points or anything like that. I don't even know if there was points back in the day. I can't remember. But I used to play this deck a lot just to have fun with it. It was a really trolly deck because Vanilluxe obviously you get one heads, they're paralyzed, and Vileplume locks them out. Victini lets you reflip, so you're never going to get tails. It was a really fun deck to play. I used to play this deck all the time. This deck, maybe I was thinking of like swapping out with the Truth, but I never really was able to play the Truth. But this deck I played quite a bit, and I had a lot of fun with it before Vileplume rotated out of the Harkle Silver era. At our number 2 spot, we have Vilegar, another deck you guys may not know about, but Vilegar was a very fun deck. Once again, using the Allergy Pollen, or the Allergy Flower, sorry, Vileplume, with my boy Gengar. Gengar here had Feigning Spell. Once your turn, if Gengar would be knocked out by damage from an attack, you may flip a coin if heads if any Pokemon's knocked out. And then it had the attack Poltergeist, which allowed you to do 30 damage plus 30, I think, for each item in their hand, something like that. It was a really good attack. Obviously, you paired with Vileplume, and it was really good. I think it counted for both in this, I think, but no, I think it was just the opponent. So yeah, back then we didn't have like Ultra Balls and stuff like that to like get rid of cards. So like Gengar was really, really good. Feigning Spell was like one of the foul nails in the coffin. I played this deck quite a bit. Even I used it with like this other Gengar from like the Arceus set. I used it with Gengar Level X. I used this a lot just before Stormfront rotated out. Because I think the Harkle Silver era with like Stormfront and like the Platinum sets and stuff like that with the Team Galactic Pokemon, with the, like the GL Level X's and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that Stormfront had a short lifespan with them, but I played this deck quite a fair amount. I had a lot of fun with it. It was probably one of my favorite decks that I used to play. But moving on to the number 1 spot, guys. Can you guess what it is? I'll tell you right now. It is not a deck you guys will even be able to guess because it wasn't even a competitive Pokemon deck. That's how crazy this is. Machamp Nidoking. My first ever regionals I took with this deck I went 3-3 with it. Not the best performance. That was before games were even 2 rounds. It'd be 1 game, that's it. But I remember playing this deck. It's my first ever regionals, and I still didn't have all the good cards. I wasn't like totally rich. I didn't have like every good card. I kind of just built with what I had, and it was Machamp Nidoking. This was one of my favorite decks that I took because it was so stupid. Nidoking had this ability, Territoriality. If your active Pokemon is damaged by an attack, you put 2 damage on it. So you can stack this. Actually, no, you can't. Never mind. No, you can stack it. I think you could stack these, and then also you didn't have to have Nidoking active. I think it's just your active Pokemon. So you use Machamp. Machamp used to be one of the strongest Pokemon back in the day because you could literally turn 1 donk them. Since before Rare Candy allowed you to play it like on your first turn, and you could attack on your first turn before the rule changes. So Machamp was really, really OP. You could just use Takeout and then just knock that Pokemon out and win the game in 1 turn. But I remember I used to play a lot of Machamp Nidoking. I used to play this deck just at my regionals. The first deck I played, I wanted to play a deck that at least had a good chance of doing okay with, and I took this deck. I remember going 3-3 with it. I don't think I was able to make top cut. I can't remember. I don't think I did. But this was just my favorite deck I used to play at the regionals. My first tournament I ever went to. I didn't go to too many tournaments. I went to a few nationals, I think. I went to quite a few regionals, maybe a few cities. I can't remember. But this deck I took to my very first ever tournament on Pokemon, and I was able to go 3-3 with it. It was a funny time. I think even my 3 games were against like players without good decks. I remember I beat this one guy who had like some kind of like theme deck or whatever, and I remember that was one of my wins. I can't really remember, it's kind of a blur to me, but that was one of the wins I do remember. But that is my number 1 pick for my favorite decks of all time. But moving over to some honorable mentions. First one we got here is going to be Kingdra Luxray. This is just funny. It's a funny story. I ended up losing this deck. Basically, it was at Nationals, and I think Nationals is when the rotation happened. So I think this is when we lost like the GL level X sets. And Luxray was super expensive, so I finally got my hands on one. This is what kind of got me into Zekio's, because I lost all my good cards in that deck. I had my deck, and I left it laying around for like not even a minute, and I came back to it, and it was gone. I remember someone stole it, and I was so sad. I was like crying. I actually remember that. I remember my friend's dad was driving me home, because he was the one who like took us, because his family used to play Pokemon too. So he took me, and I was like crying on the way home. I was so sad. I remember this, man. Oh my god. How do you lose a deck? Why did I not carry this in my hands? I will never know. To this day, I can't look back at that. I just remember losing this deck and like crying. I was like, I finally got a Luxray. I finally got a couple Kingdras. And then somebody has the nerve to steal them, even though it was technically my fault. I was crying. I was so sad. It was the funniest thing. Next I will mention are 2 PVCGO cards. Mega Manectric. I used to play a lot of Mega Manectric because it was one of my favorite decks to play and expanded. It's one of my favorite decks to play nowadays and expanded. I have a lot of Mega Manectric builds. I have like Mega Manectric Grass, Mega Manectric Fire, Mega Manectric Water, Mega Manectric Psychic. It's just crazy. I used to play Mega Manectric mainly whenever I did tourneys on PVCGO 2. So this is definitely one of my go-to decks. My other go-to deck would be the Decidueye Ninetales. I like these anti-evolution decks. I kind of want to put Vikavolt Ninetales on here, because I think that's a fun deck. I'm going to make a cool video on that deck very soon, probably around Worlds, because I have a cool like title in mind with that deck. But anyways, this Ninetales Decidueye is just one of my favorite decks in Standard right now. It's really fun. I'm probably still going to play it post-rotation. Plus, if I can get a job and actually get back into this game in real life, I'll probably play this deck in real life post-rotation. So there you go. But anyways, that is my favorite decks of all time video. I guess some other honorable mentions would be the Truth. I was like in love with that deck. I was like, that was such a creative idea. The Truth would probably be on there. I'd probably put Empoleon on there too. Empoleon I used to like playing quite a bit too. Those are the only 2 decks that I can really remember. I used to play Luxchomp, I think. But that was because like I had like 1 Luxray at the time, and then I traded off. I was such an idiot. I used to trade all my cards back off in the day. It was really funny. I think I played this like Scizor Cherim deck too, something like that. I had a lot of decks that I built. I used to watch a lot of Jay Witch back in the day. Shout out to Jay Witch. If you guys watch Jay Witch's oldest videos from the Profit days, back when he like was making videos on like cards from like the Diamond and Pearl era, I want you guys to comment down below that. And also, what is your favorite deck of all time? If you've played Pokemon, for like as long as I have, for like 8 or 9 years. If you used to play in real life, even if you play PTCGO, what are your favorite decks? Leave me like your top 3, your top 5, or just your favorite. So thanks for watching the video, guys. Happy birthday to me, Kappa Ross, Kipo, using my birthday for views. Kappa, no, just joking. What am I, Jake Paul? It's every day, bro, and I'll see you guys on another video. Help me on the road to 2K subs. Can we hit 1,800 subscribers by Burning Shadows? Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching, and yeah, have a good day, guys. See ya.